Welcome to Behind Bars with Tommy. Today we're actually on the road, but not really on the road. We're on the back porch with my really good friend Angie, who's a veteran bartender and great bartender now. And we're just going to follow her journey and see what she's up to. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing real good. So, what got you into the craft in the first place?
Well, honestly, I kind of grew up with it being in my family. My dad's been a bartender since he's been 17 and met my mom while he was bartending. And it's just something that when I got into the industry when I was 18, it was something that I knew eventually I would like to step that up and become a bartender.
I think that's awesome. So you got the love for the craft early. Me too.
Yes.
So how many years do you think you've been behind a bar in total?
Probably about maybe going on 16 or 17 years.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe you're old enough to do that. So, okay, what kind of bars have you worked in?
Well, in Texas, I was at a Tex-Mex restaurant, so that was more of a Mexican feel.
Yeah.
Which was a lot different than when I moved here. I've been in the sports bar, fine dining, banquets.
Yeah.
And now I'm in a bowling alley.
I know, and a beautiful bowling alley.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Love it.
You have a pretty awesome boss
too.
I
do. She's the best.
Okay. Do you have a favorite cocktail that you enjoy making?
I do. So my favorite probably would be a Bloody Mary. I know you love your Bloody Marys.
I do.
There's just something about when, because I feel like a Bloody Mary is very personal, right? Everyone likes it a certain way.
Yeah.
And you can add so much stuff to it.
Yeah.
And you can make it your own. But I just love when I make one for somebody and they go, wow, that's the best Bloody Mary I've ever had. And it's just something special about that, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But in addition to that, have you ever heard of a michelada?
I have heard about that. Is that a Mexican cocktail with beer and tomato juice?
It is. So I used to make them all the time down in Texas, but it's basically a Bloody Mary, but with beer, a Mexican beer instead, and they're delicious.
Oh my gosh.
I've only made one here while living here in Indiana. And the guy came in and said, "You know how to make a michelada?" I said, "I sure do."
Oh my gosh. I wonder why you couldn't do that as a special where you're at. Because I think it would fit.
It would. The problem is that we don't have, I mean, you could use any beer, but more preferably a lighter beer. So, you know, Michelob Ultra we have on draft.
Yeah.
We'd rather use a draft beer than a bottle beer because you really only use like half of the beer.
Okay.
It,
yeah.
So.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You're going to have to make me one.
Make
Matt one. Matt loves tomato juice. So would you like to walk me through a cocktail today?
I would love to. So typically this would be called a sidecar, and you would use some sort of cognac, Cavassier, Hennessy, something like that. But today we're going to do a Kentucky sidecar, and we're going to use some Kentucky bourbon.
Oh, my favorite too. Elijah Craig's one of my favorite bourbons of all time.
So I'm just going to get some ice in my shaker here. A little bit more.
Hopefully there's a little bit more in there. I'm not really
I think that'll be enough.
Sure. Okay.
It's a very easy cocktail. Only 3 ingredients.
Oh, that's that's all we need to have a good time. Me, you, and booze.
That's right. 3 best friends right here.
There you go.
Do 1.5 ounces of your bourbon.
Ah, the smell of bourbon in the morning. Nothing beats it.
And then you need a triple sec of some kind. We're going to use Cointreau, and we'll do 1 ounce of that.
Okay. It's looking good so far.
Yeah.
Smells good.
And then all it is some lemon or lime juice. Hopefully this fits in here.
All right.
Yeah.
And we like to use fresh lime, fresh lemon, fresh juices if we can, every chance we get. As a good bartender, that's like number 1.
Yes. So I'm going to just real quick rim my glass, and we're going to rim it with some sugar.
Oh, it looks like little diamonds.
Yes. I like to shake mine, but for Tommy, we will stir it today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. If anybody knows me, they know how I feel about shaking bourbon. I'm a true bourbon lover, and I just, it makes me want to cry. Oh, look how good that looks.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful in the glass. Oh,
And,
I'm going to move this
oh,
out of
yep,
the way so
sorry.
we can see.
And then you just add a little lemon.
Gorgeous.
And
I'm
there it
excited.
is,
You mind if I try it?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. Mm. Oh, you get all the flavors. You get the orange, you get the bourbon, you get the sugar off the top. Gives you a little something to crunch.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing
You're
that for me,
welcome.
Angie. So if you have your favorite cocktail, what is your least favorite cocktail?
Anything frozen.
That seems to be the main answer for
Uh-huh.
everybody. I think that's pretty well known throughout the bartending
Yes.
world.
I think if I had to pick my least favorite frozen drink, it would be a Miami Vice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Every single bartender I know hates the Miami Vice. So what is the craziest thing you've ever seen behind a bar?
Craziest. You know what? Actually, it's funny because when I was in Texas, there was a guy that came to the bar, and it was as soon as we opened, he was there, and he was 3 sheets to the wind,
Oh, great.
probably by lunchtime. And so I had to cut him off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he decided that he was going to stay there until he sobered up so that he could drink again for the evening.
Oh, no.
And then stayed there until close.
Oh, my goodness.
But our boss allowed that.
Well, yeah, that's exactly when you work for a company and you have a manager, you should be able to expect that manager to step up.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't always happen. Sometimes you have to be the one who's large and in charge, but for the most part, you should have a bouncer or a manager or somebody that's in charge. And that is good advice to anybody working in the industry. Make sure you know who your manager is and that you can count on them.
Yes.
So this one has kind of a 3-part question here. What other than money have you gotten from working behind the bar?
I have gotten hand sanitizer, which is funny because she was rummaging through her purse trying to find some dollars to give me, and she couldn't find anything. And she said, "I'm so sorry. All I have is this." And it was Bath and Body Works, and it was the sweet cinnamon pumpkin, and I had never smelled it before.
Oh, yeah?
And so I put some on my hands, and it is still to this day my favorite scent from Bath and Body Works.
Oh, there you go.
And this was probably 10 years ago.
Oh, there you go. Well, she sold you on Bath and Body Works. So what kind of life lessons have you gotten from being behind the bar?
Oh gosh, all sorts of things. Trying to think of, I don't know about life lessons necessarily, but I definitely hear a lot of stories that have got me thinking, well, maybe I will remember that and not do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great advice. Take what you hear and run with it. So do you see yourself behind a bar in 5 years from now?
I do, actually. I do. I love it, honestly.
Yeah.
I tried something different for a while. As
Yeah.
you know, I went to college for radiation therapy, which I love.
Right.
Very near and dear to my heart. But eventually, the craft just keeps calling you back.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I've said it 1,000 times, but it gets in your blood. And even if you do something that other than bartend, you kind of always seem to wander your way back to it. I hate to say it, but the money, you can't beat going in broke and coming out with, enough money to put gas in your car.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we need that as parents. And that was one thing I wanted to ask you. I know that you have small children at home.
I do.
And how do you balance that?
Well, luckily, I have a wonderful support system. I have my husband, my mom, my best friend.
Yeah.
Her mom, even sometimes if we need her. Isaac's parents too.
Right.
Really takes a village, but we make it work. He works during the day, so it kind of works out.
Right.
But there is a in between time where there's nobody. So we'll have to get one of the other people to help out. But
you're really lucky that you do have that support system out there. I know a lot of ladies that, single moms that do get in the craft and then they realize, hey, I can't really be away from my kids every
Right.
single night. It is hard. So
Especially, daycares are only open during the day, and
yeah,
if you want to make money as a bartender, you really do need to work night shifts. And
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. That's a good point too. Um, so is there anything that you would tell a young person getting into the craft or considering it?
Yeah, I would say, advocate for yourself. If this is what you want to do, uh, tell somebody
Yeah.
and get into it. It's something that happened with me. I kept asking, can I bartend? Can I
Yeah.
bartend? And no, you're too young. We don't really trust you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wish that I would have said that to myself earlier.
Right.
That no, if this is what you want, go for it.
Right.
You know.
Absolutely. I would also tell young people to, you can't trust every single person that comes up and tells you that they've got rainbows and lollipops for you,
That's true.
because it doesn't always work out that way. And sometimes those people are out to get you. So
Yeah.
just be careful as a young person, especially young women in the craft.
Oh, yes.
You got to watch yourself and other people really closely. So is there anything you would go back and tell yourself?
Yeah, I would tell myself that.
There you go. Anything else?
Just I would tell myself definitely, have a thicker skin in
Yeah.
the beginning, because there was some trying times where my feelings would get hurt a lot, and I didn't realize that this is just how it goes.
Right. Right.
I feel like I could have saved myself a lot of embarrassment and feelings hurt
Yeah.
if I just if I knew that ahead of time.
Yeah, that's a good point too. So what's your favorite part about being behind a bar?
Honestly, I love meeting people. I love, especially in a resort town like we are, there are so many people from all over that we meet daily.
Yeah.
And they're so much fun to talk to.
Absolutely.
And I remember years ago, I was bartending and this lady came in, and I love making small talk with my customers. And I love, if I see something, right? Like this lady asked for me to put on the Cubs game. So there it is.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago.
Absolutely.
So oh, are you from Chicago? Are you from the area? And it just got to talking. This lady ended up being my 4th grade French teacher.
No.
Yes.
That's so nuts. What are the odds?
Right.
And how did you guys put that together like that?
Yeah. She said, well, I'm from North Suburbs. I said, oh, which one? I'm from North Suburbs as well. Oh, Northbrook. Oh, me too. Really? What elementary school did you go to? I went to Westmore. I used to teach there.
Oh my goodness. I can imagine. I bet you're still friends to this day.
It was very surreal experience.
Absolutely.
Come full circle like that in a small town like this,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
That is really good.
Yes.
So a question I forgot to ask earlier, how have you seen the culture of bars change since you've been in the business? I mean, I guess since COVID.
Oh, well, feel like there's a lot more that you could get away with before,
right?
Than and get away with, I mean, just simple things. It's not anything illegal or anything.
No, of course, but I do feel like we as bartenders are under a microscope more now. Like our cocktails have to be perfect and exactly the way the guest wants them now, where before we had a little wiggle room.
Yes.
Everybody's paying a lot more for everything.
Oh yes.
So
inflation has definitely, I hear it every day.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And it kind of breaks my heart for the industry itself, because if you start charging $26 for every martini, you're not going to get very many martinis out of people.
Right.
And I think that that's something that the world needs to kind of think about when we're getting rid of a great industry because we're pricing ourselves out of business.
Yes. And to kind of elaborate on that a little further, and not even just COVID, but I mean just seasons of drinks, right?
Yeah.
You see.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
And then, I mean, it's 4 years ago this drink was popular,
right?
And now this drink is popular,
right?
And so that changes constantly,
right? Yeah, and it's not just liquors either or cocktails. It's beers.
Right.
It's
seltzers.
I mean, 5 years ago we thought seltzers were a joke,
right? And what everyone
wants. Everybody wants them, and I'm like, hey, I could make you a much better drink.
Right.
but you know, I mean, it is much easier, and a lot of them are good. I don't
Yeah.
want to alienate anybody who likes that stuff. I'm just saying, we're bartenders. We're going to make a vodka and soda a little bit better than a can will.
Right.
But you know, I digress. I digress. What about cocktails? Or what about mocktails? I mean,
Oh, I don't mind making mocktails, honestly. I feel like I would like to learn more of them. I
mm-hmm.
mean, your typical, what, Shirley Temple's
Right.
probably, the most
Mm-hmm.
famous one. But as far as um, fancier ones, I would love to do it because the pregnant people come in.
Yeah.
I've been pregnant 5 times, so I know what it's like
Yeah.
to want to kind of be included,
Right.
and
Right.
and then not just drink water.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. Well, Angie, thank you so
you're
much for
welcome.
joining me on
Thank
my back
you.
porch. And folks, the reason we're doing this is we both work at the same place, and they strictly do not allow this kind of stuff at where we work. But if you want to see Angie, she is an amazing bartender. She works at a bowling alley in our town. Thank you so much, and like and subscribe and share, and if you've got any comments, leave them below. Thank you very much.